Hey, it's me, Hrishikesh Kannan, popularly known as HrishiKay. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon now to get the latest videos and get taken into a world of entertainment, culture, sport, business, and current affairs.
You know, my dad's always told me, first and the most important thing is to be down to earth. You know, and if you're a good human being, you play any character, it'll come out with such honesty. You know, so I think I was really glad when I heard that Vikrant and Sanya were part of this project, and I was like, wow, I get a chance to work with these young people from my industry who are so good at their work. And that's the exact feeling I've been having every time I've worked on all the projects till now, since I've done OTT platform. That all the actors I've worked with, they're all young, talented people, and such amazing people, you know, such amazing actors, you know, that you just look at their work while doing the shot and you're looking at them and you just go, wow.
Bobby, from me, HrishiKay, and everybody who's watching, listening, it's just wonderful to see you in person. After 2 ashrams and 1 class of 83 on a screen, I was aching to hug you, man, and it finally happened.
I know, I was waiting to do the selfie video with you.
You remember that? You know, Bobby, it's crazy that everybody has so much love for you because of the kind of person you are. And then you end up doing roles like Love Hostel, where you scare the shit out of people. And that's the joy of being an actor. You're looking pretty Kaufnak, might I add, with the beard and, you know, I don't know if you had extensions or was it a natural?
No, that was my natural growth. I mean, and my beard goes grey, so I had this natural grey hair, but then I had to grey my hair. But that was a look, it was required because I was playing something which was so different from any character I've ever played. You know, and that has been my inning this year. I mean, since 2 years that I've done a class of 83 where I was totally different. Then I did Ashram, which I was totally different. And then when Love Hostel came to me, I was really excited because for me as an actor to play characters which can leave a mark, because it's a dream for an actor, you know, and if you do it the right way and you put your full effort in doing it, then people always remember that character. So it has been wonderful working with Chillies, Drishyam, and with Shanker, Raman, the director. You know, he's an awesome director, and I'm lucky to get a chance to work with him for the first time. And then obviously the cast, you know, Vikrant and Sanya. Sorry, Sanya. And Vikrant and Sanya. I mean, they're such young, talented actors in our industry, and there were so many other actors who I didn't get to interact much with, but it's got a great cast, you know, great actors.
Bobby, one is a lot of people will turn around and say, look at this fantastic career. There's been romance, there's been suspense, thrills. I mean, the Gupts and the Bichus have also happened. And, you know, why hasn't this happened earlier? But my reasoning always is that as we get older, we garner more experiences in our life. I don't know whether you could have played Love Hostel, this guy Dagar, as good as you played him now 10 years ago. Well, so maybe it's the right time that all this stuff is coming to you.
That's what I'm doing now. I am not trying to play characters which are something which I've done already or something which does not suit my age. And also being stuck, because you get typecasted in our industry, and I have been trying really hard, really hard. You know, every interview I give, I keep telling people that I'm trying to do something different, give me different stuff. And so it's a very, it's a deliberate and a very, effort on my part to do something different. And I just enjoy this more because it challenges me, keeps me, I'm away from my comfort zone. And that brings the best out of you. And definitely, as you said, so many years of experience gives you so much support as an actor to try and do different kinds of variations while you're playing a character, you know. So I think it really works.
Bobby, it's not a spoiler because, you know, we've been told that this is a guy who doesn't like lovers who run away. And that is, again, the complete antithesis of what you are in your real life. You're all about love. I mean, There are guys like Darshan Kumar who worked with you, and you just say, Baji, oh my God, I love him. He has a tear in his eye. This boy Vikrant is like, man, I just love him. So when the script first came to you, the screenplay first came to you, I find it crazy that we don't know about this stuff. We don't know that the hostel exists and the court sends you to a remand home for lovers. My question to you is, did you know this? Because in cinema we learn, don't we?
I learned like you learned.
Yeah, man. So you also didn't know
I
like
had no knowledge of it. You see, we're city-based people.
Yeah.
And what's happening in all over our country, we never get to see that. And I think that's why movies are made, so people get aware of things, right or wrong, that are happening in our society, in small towns, and many other places in our country. So the only way we can make it entertaining is by fictionalizing the whole thing, because end of the day, from the time we've been watching love stories, there's always a force that's stopping those two lovers from being together.
Yeah.
Right? And that was done in a very glossy, very fairy tale kind of way. And it's been happening since the birth of cinema. Romantic films have been made. So this is a different take on romance. It is a different situation. It is a different viewpoint of how to create the same kind of a situation and give it a different look. So I think that's where the writers come into play, and the vision of Shanker comes into play, because the kind of work he does has always had that kind of very gritty, very intriguing, And I think if you meet Shanker personally, you'll never think that this man can come up with subjects like this, because he is like an angel.
Yeah, everybody tells me he's a bit of a Babaji and Sadhu type. He's like a meditative kind
He's
of guy.
a gem of a guy. I think I've worked with a lot of people in this industry, and I think, honestly, he is one of the nicest persons I've worked with. And that makes it even more fun when you work with someone who's so talented as a director. So...
Did you see his first film, Gurgaon? Did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Even he saw my first film, Class of '83, which wasn't my first. He
The rebirth of Bobby.
He also wanted to see the new Bobby. So
That's a good one. New film. My first.
But that's how the new generation is. I mean, they want to see actors what are they doing right now. And luckily, I got the chance to do something so different in Class of '83. So it was Red Chillies again.
Yeah.
So I'm so grateful and thankful to Red Chillies to keep giving me opportunities like this, because really I'm trying hard to do different. I cannot play every film like how I've played this soft, sweet, nice, romantic, larger than life kind of a guy. And
But did you do a ref check? I mean, are you the kind of guy who says, here's a director, I haven't seen his Gurgaon, I will go and watch it now? Or had you just seen it on OTT?
no, I mean, obviously, you want to know everybody's work, because it's such a gritty film. It's such a, how do I say, it goes into a different zone altogether. And to play the character that was being offered to me, I wanted to understand, is Shanker capable of creating what he's narrating to me? When I had a conversation with him on Zoom chat, and I said, yes, he can. Because that's the fear every actor has, that visually will the content come across the same way as you read the script, So that's important. But I think even if he had not made a film and I had not seen it, I was totally taken in by the subject. And I could see it while talking to him, that how he was totally into every moment of this script, with every character he was narrating. He was totally into the depth of every character. So I could see that, and that was my gut instinct, and that's why I really, wanted to do it. Yes, the first time I got narrated, I was a little unsure. And so then eventually we met for the second time, and we started discussing, and I could see he was open to discussion, and I could see my experience of what I feel as an actor, he was understanding that. So he tried to incorporate that into my character, So I think I really hope that I get a chance to work with him as a director again.
In terms of characters, we all have reasons or triggers why we become what we become. I mean, Dagar, obviously, something's happened to him that he's so anti-love, and he's a guy for hire to take out these people who are in love and things like that. Are you a big believer in backstories, or you're just an instinctive kind of actor saying, you know, my director's told me this, I've read this, let me go with it? Or is it important for you to know the backstory of a guy like Dagar?
See, I'm a very forgiving kind of a person in real life. Okay. But the same person, when you're forgiving in your real life, the thoughts that come to your mind that if I wanted to get back at that person, what all I would do. But you don't do it because you know how to control the bad in you.
Yeah.
But when you're playing a character where he doesn't think about it, because for him, his belief is that he truly believes that in things to such an extent that if he thinks that people are doing or going against what he believes is right, he will go and destroy them. And that's the way I thought about how I would feel when I perform as an actor and as Dagar's character.
You know, it's wrong to say it only happens in the north. I think, you know, Haryana, Punjab, the north of India unnecessarily just gets a bad name. I mean, I was saying this to Vikrant and Sanya also. It happens in the south also. Patriarchal families are patriarchal families. You know, where
I don't.
guys are guys.
I don't think it's a situational thing. I don't think
Yeah,
it's based
correct.
to a certain place. I think if you see in our own modern cities, when couples run away and get married, there's always an issue. There's always a point where the families don't come eye to eye. They, if they can, they try to do the worst they can to the other family because they feel that they have been cheated. And I've seen that in my own personal life where I've seen people who had a tough time getting together. And it wasn't to do with religion or anything. It was just to do about the egos, you know. So I think it exists in any which way, you know.
I think the trick is to break it, Bobby, because if you've gone through it, you don't want your children to go through the same thing. But I find people do that, you know. Okay, you know, it happened with me, so why should I, you know, allow my children to do that?
No,
the whole
no.
thing is to just.
I don't go so. See, I've done a movie. Okay, I am not trying to preach. I'm just an actor
Correct,
who
it's
performed in a film who wants people to enjoy my work as an actor. I'm not here to preach your that your life should not be this way or that way because who am I? How can I be the person who's right or wrong in what I say? You know. So what I'm saying is, for me, my parents, I got married. My family's amazing. They didn't say
You had a chill man.
no. They didn't stop me.
Lovely.
You know, and I feel that my kids, when they grow up, when they want to get married, I'm not going to look into why this person shouldn't be together. People are meant to be together, and they will be together no matter what force comes in the way to stop them.
Correct.
You know.
Very well said. These two, Sanya and Vikrant, are obviously very, very talented. And they were just talking about meeting you, and that happens to you so much, isn't it? I mean, people come meet you and they gush over you.
You know, it's very strange because I still don't feel I've aged. And I remember the first day when I landed in Bhopal, and I had just woken up, and there was a knock on my door, and suddenly I see, "Sir, can we come in?" I said, "Yeah, come in, come in." I see Vikrant and Sanya walking in. So we just wanted to come and say hello to you, we're big fans. And I was feeling like, oh my God, I mean, then suddenly it dawns on you that you've been in this industry for so many years, you've done so many films, and these kids, maybe they've grown up and seen my films here and there, and they just had so much respect, you know. And I think that's what makes them good actors is because they're so down to earth.
Yeah.
You know, my dad's always told me, first and the most important thing is to be down to earth. You know, and if you're a good human being, you play any character, it'll come out with such honesty, you know. So I think I was really glad when I heard that Vikrant and Sanya were part of this project, and I was like, wow, I get a chance to work with these young people from my industry who are so good at their work, and that's the exact feeling I've been having every time I worked on all the projects till now since I've done OTT platform. That all the actors I've worked with, they're all young, talented people, and such amazing people, you know, such amazing actors, you know, that you just look at their work while doing the shot and you're looking at them and you just go, wow, that was awesome, you know. So
Yeah, and there's no Hollywood, Bollywood anymore. I mean,
there's nothing.
Nobody looks at it and says, oh my God, the West, because all the techniques are here. These
Yeah.
guys are just smart. You know, everything is there. It's just beautiful.
It's because there's so much population, there's so many good actors, nobody gets a chance. But somehow I feel OTT platform is giving them the chance, you know. So I think it's a great thing that's happened. And I'm really excited, 25th Feb, my movie's coming out finally, and nervous as always, and hoping the best comes out of it. And what more do I say?
Do people come and ask you for love advice still? I mean, friends, mates?
No.
Or that used to happen back in the day.
I don't think, I was a very romantic person, so I used to always say, go all out, be mushy, be everything. But I don't think kids now are more level-headed, and they think more from the heart than they do think from the head. No, they think more from the head than the heart. So they know exactly when they get into a relationship. At least that's what's happening nowadays. And life has changed. The way of living has changed. The way you have to survive, even when you're a teenager, has changed. So romance takes a back seat sometimes, and that's what I've been noticing. There is romance, but it's on a very frivolous level. It's the depth of those people falling in love has become even more rare than what I've seen.
They call it maturity.
Yeah.
But I'm like you. I believe in like boss in ka pyar, which is such a beautiful old school notion. But I wanted to ask you about Sanya because the thing with films like this, which is about patriarchy and about strong men trying to suppress, or the situation trying to suppress them, is that the women have very strong roles. Like for example, her grandmother, her in the film. These are very strong women who stand up. And you must have appreciated those performances.
Definitely, but that's how it was written. She is an outcome of what her grandmother is. Her grandmother is a very strong-headed woman who will go to any level to achieve what she wants, and so is Jyoti's character, which Sanya plays. She's educated, she is well versed with English, though she lives in a small town, and she's in love with this unpad guy who is going through his own. He's so earnest and so honest. Vikrant's character, Ashu's character, and so she keeps behaving that aggressively, like how character is. But there is romance, Two people who are alike can never fall in love. That's what they say. And there are these two people who are not alike, but yet they are so passionately in love with each other. So I think the performances they've come out with is really very nice. I really, really enjoyed. I think everybody in the film has performed so well, and that's what makes a film. The casting is the most important thing for a movie, and if you don't cast right, somewhere you can falter in your narrative because then that feeling doesn't come out. So I think everybody's done a great job. The cinematographer, the background scores, the music, and the producers have seen to it all. All Red Chillies, Drishyam has always tried to do or make films with a lot of passion. And I'm glad it's coming on Z5 because Z5 has a big, huge network.
It does.
And it's like a lot of people will get a chance to watch it. And I think, let's see now what happens.
Okay, last question before we sign off. I'm doing something, a social service thing, and I want your comment on this. I land in Delhi and I see smog, so much of pollution. I go to the beaches in Bombay, Juhu, Versova beaches, there's plastic all over the beaches. People are cleaning up beaches, which is great, there are area management. But then 2 days later, the plastic comes back again. Are we stopping to litter? Even if we have to go down the road, a lot of people are just taking cars instead of walking it or cycling it and this and that. Small things that you do to try and save the planet. Could be water conservation, electricity.
I mean, I've always been told by my father, my mother, that do not waste energy and things like that because, we will destroy this world, we'll destroy the earth. And so I've grown up taking care of all these things. If I have a glass of water, it's left half empty, I'll go put it in the plants. If I'm shaving or brushing, I will not keep the tap on. I will try to use the towels twice. So people should do these kind of things so that they can conserve the energy and save the earth, planet, So I think these are the things which is so simple to do that you can make such a big difference, and definitely plastic should be banned. It's really sad when I was in Manali just a few days back, and when you go to these touristy spots, you'll see all this garbage out there. That's the the human mentality. They don't care. They just want to see, wow, beautiful. Yeah, khaya piya phenga. Arey, chalo, chalte hain abhi.
That's what gets stuck in the drains, and then floods happen.
That's what it is. So I just hope people get more responsible about it. I mean, that's all I can say.
But your staff is also told,
Yeah,
water
my
in glass bottles. You give them cloth bags and say if you're buying bhaji, this, that.
As much as we can,
Beautiful.
As much as, because I have a lot of people living in my house. Sometimes we run out of.
I think that's been the case since before you were born. People living in the Deol house or just showing up. And that's the beauty of all of you. Wonderful. On Z5, Love Hostel premieres on the 25th. It stars Bobby, Vikrant, Sanya, and of course directed by Shanker, Raman. Thanks so much. Love this.
It was fun talking to you and face to face in real.